Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Andrea will be along in a minute. She's still getting ready. We were running late, having a late tea. So yeah, she's not quite ready. But welcome to this thing we do on a Sunday. I will just read some hellos in the chat whilst people are joining us. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Ian. Hope you're both feeling better and things are returning to normal. Yes, I think we are actually. The issue I had going on, the antibiotics did the trick. I think I'm back to full health, touching a wooden beam. Yeah, we had the funeral for my aunt, it was a great send-off. It went really well. I helped carry the coffin in, which was quite an experience. It was very strange, but it was a really good day. It was good to see the extended family and renew some connections. A lot of that went on the day. I think funerals do that. Funerals bring families back together in a strange way sometimes, and I certainly felt that. Seeing my cousins that I don't see very often, and making some connections and promising to keep in touch better.
All these good performances with the light is quite
so yeah, the funeral went well. As well as funerals can, you know. So yeah, hi Ian. Steve, seems that eBay still aren't forcing me to use simple delivery. They still aren't forcing you.
Oh, interesting.
Are you on a private account then? Because business, as we're on a business account, we don't have to worry about that yet. I still think they're going to make it an option for business. But if you're on a private, yeah, perhaps they're rolling it out over time to different accounts. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think they said after a certain date that it would be the only option that private accounts could use, but it didn't seem to happen, did it? So perhaps they changed their mind on that.
Yeah, it's not gone down well, has it? We can touch on that if people want us to, but we haven't had any direct experience. So I'd love to know people's opinions if you are dealing with simple delivery. Yeah. By the way, tonight we obviously don't have a guest. We may get back into having guests on. We're taking a bit of a break from that. But if you've got any questions or if you've got anything going on within reselling you want to talk about or let us know, positive, negative, whatever, just pop it in the side chat. Hi, Graham, Deborah, evening, Andrew and Nick, and all in chat. Happy Bank Holiday Sunday. Thank you. Yes, Bank Holiday tomorrow.
It is, yeah.
We are going to sell at a boot sale, which we also did today. Rob and me have found some fantastic bargains at the car boot sale.
Oh, excellent.
We didn't really buy anything. We were very good. Oh, no, I bought some CDs.
I didn't buy anything, though.
Did you not buy
a
single thing?
Anything. I took Jeff for a walk around, but I didn't. I've kind of had a little bit of a glance, you know, but I didn't look properly.
Yeah. We took Jeff. He enjoyed a mooch around the field.
Yeah, there were lots of dogs there, so he was greeting other dogs and having a good old sniff.
Yes. Oh, and hi, Anne. Are you a private seller to Steve? Well, I tell eBay I am. Okay, right. Yes, gotcha. Hello, Anne. Hope you're having a peaceful weekend. It's been quite a hectic one, I'll be honest. Yeah.
We're both shattered. I think it's early nights all round.
Yeah, we went away stayed at my parents' for the funeral for a couple of nights. That was quite full on and mentally exhausting, right?
Yeah, and you never sleep properly when you're at someone else's house.
I didn't. I barely slept the second night.
Yeah.
I think my mind was,
you
know, overthinking things. So yeah, to be honest, we are absolutely shattered. Simon, hello. When we do get back into having guests on, we'd love to get you on if you are up for it, Simon. I'll keep meaning to message you. Evening all. Hope everyone has enjoyed the weekend so far. Yeah, we've been busy. It's been a good one though. Have you found that your listings have been changed for simple postage? Oh, that's talking to Steve, right? Okay. Yeah, posting as normal and adding the tracking details in. Okay. Right. There's Anastasia. I was chatting to Anastasia earlier about social media and how when we started doing this, we were incredibly shy, didn't have a clue what we were doing. but we do genuinely recommend it to anybody. I was chatting to Anastasia. I'll tell you about it later, but yeah, it's worth thinking about.
Sharon.
Hello,
Sharon.
Hope you're well. Right, let's see if we've got any.
Oh, and another Sharon.
All the Sharons are with us. Good evening, everyone. Well done, Nick, on getting all your listings done. Yeah, I was pushing to clear stuff that I was struggling to deal with, just make decisions on. The donkey sold, by the way. I don't know if I've updated. I did do an Instagram post about the ride on donkey 1960s, I think it was. He's gone to Australia.
Yeah.
On GSP. And he only took a day or two to sell. Yeah, so the donkey's gone. Quite a lot of that stuff that I shared in that video has gone. We sold both of the wallpaper strippers quick, and then one hasn't been paid for because it went on offer. That's annoying. What else did we sell? A sewing machine, and we may have an issue with that. I think they're trying to pull a fast one with a return. We'll update you on that. We sold all the fast food containers. Did you know that sold?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I got all that stuff listed. Lots of bulk is leaving the building. Hi, Adam. Fluffy Muffin is. I called Jeff a Fluffy Muffin the other day,
and I said, we've got a subscriber called Fluffy Muffin.
Yeah, that's where it came from, I think. What's this? Been a bit Harry and Willie.
I don't know.
Chili.
Oh, right.
Is that what that means? I don't know. It was though. Well, it was nice when we got to the boot sale. It was quite warm in the sun, and then it became overcast, and it was suddenly freezing.
It's really cold today.
Porky, hello. Right, let's see.
There's Lex. Hello from Malta.
Yeah, Lex is away. Lucky thing.
It sounds like like on the Eurovision when they go, hello from Malta.
Malta calling.
And Ben. Hello, Ben.
Good evening.
RJ.
Yeah, lots of people saying hello. Good to have you all. So if you've got what's going on in your reselling business, we don't really have a topic for tonight.
Time Lord.
What's going well, what's not working. I tell you what I've heard on the grapevine from various people. I know reseller George put out a video recently talking about the different platforms he sells on, and Vinted for George, and bear in mind, George, I think is primarily clothing. Not George Ross, reseller George. And he said Vinted is for the first time overtaking eBay or starting to match it and do better. So Vinted is becoming a significant force in this country.
And you hear it just out and about. Like people will quote Vinted to you, or they will talk about Vinted, or I was selling something on Vinted, or I bought this on Vinted.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of talk of Vinted.
Yeah.
Not just in the reselling world.
We've all seen, sites come and go, but I really feel Vinted are in for the long haul. They're investing a lot of money. They're advertising a lot. And they're getting the results. So I think, and eBay, we've seen eBay reacting, we think, to Vinted and what they're doing. So I think Vinted is here to stay, which is good because direct competition is only ever, in theory, good, isn't it? Because prices are then competitive, hopefully.
Joe says eBay's auto feedback is also screwed. Buyer have to unhide to see them, and also it does not seem to go on to feedback numbers. Does it not?
I've seen on our feedback, we're getting that general one. Item arrived in good time and tracking whatever. And we've got loads of those. It would seem weird if they're not adding to your metrics and numbers.
Yeah.
That is odd. Okay. We'll have to ask about that if we get the chance. Ask eBay what the deal is with that.
Yeah.
I thought it did go towards your overall numbers. Interesting. Hi, Richard.
I'm scooching down.
Chris Tyler, hi. Andy, hi. Pete's in. Watch your Pete. And Ali.
Doug and Tony said, hope everyone's having good sales. We've just had a £5 pickup bring a £250 sale. Fantastic.
Them's the margins you want, right? 5 into 250. That's yeah, wow. That's what you want. Ali was saying, was it Pete's birthday?
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, Pete. Sorry, clearly I missed that one. Not been in the loop. Hope you've had a good one. Joe is from Norwich. That's not far from us. Good to see you. Just popping in to like and say hi. Thank you. You guys are great chill viewing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Right. Yeah.
Matthew Mills, took me an hour and 15 minutes to get into Sully car boot sale today in South Wales. Wow. Yeah, well, we had to queue to get into the boot sale today.
We were selling today and we got stuck in a queue of all the buyers trying to get in. So we were late.
They do it in a way that they open it at 12 and buyers can start buying, but you can't, as a seller, you can't set up until 12. So it's all at once, isn't it? They don't let sellers
and then
set up first.
We weren't setting up until way past 12. And then of course all the buyers are in and everything's going on. So people were, and it was fine. People weren't pulling stuff out of the back of the car, but we were just taking boxes out and people were plowing through them. We were fine with that to an extent.
Well, one lady said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just unpacking your box," and I said, "It's okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, go for it."
And we cleared a lot of stuff. That was the point. We are still in the let's clear down stock and shift some of the less valuable stuff, and it worked.
Anna says, I have a private and business eBay account, and on my private account, I can turn off simple delivery. On your private, you can turn it off. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Brian. Hope car boot has gone well. All the best for tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing it all again. We left the car with all the stuff in, and then we've added more to it. And then we think this is going to be our last one for this season for the time being. So we're going to have a big blowout tomorrow, sell it off cheap. Salamander says, I still have custom delivery, but they wouldn't let me use large letter untracked. They wouldn't let me use large letter untracked. So it had to go tracked. I'm struggling to keep up with what's going on with all this postage stuff. Peter Ray is car booting tomorrow. Oh, I'll be at car boot tomorrow at Rugby Club. Okay. Buying, I presume, Pete? Brian, I'm trading not too far from you at Sandringham, Woods, Crafts and Food Festivals, last day tomorrow. Oh, okay. Lovely. We've not been up to Sandringham. No, I'd like to do that. Yeah, it's not that far from us, really. Ali says, I've not had any problems with simple delivery yet. Loving the auto feedback too. Good to hear something positive about that, because all I've heard is people moaning about it. And we don't have an opinion because we've not tried it. It's not on our business account at all. Do you want to read that one? Gentleman Marketeer says, I would be honoured to come on and have a chat. Whenever you want me, I'm there. Excellent. Right, well, okay. We'll have to organise that for the next round of when guests. We get back into having guests on, you'll be first in line, hopefully. We didn't vlog today, I'm afraid. No. It was too manic to vlog anyway. We find at that one, the one we've been going to, the late start one, it's just crazy for an hour or so, and then it's dead. Yeah. So people are packing up. We didn't stop selling for a good hour plus hour and a half, and then almost like bang, that's it. Everyone's gone. Yeah. And then that's it. Pack up, go home. So it was a bit manic to film. Hello, Catherine. Hello. Heineken Andrew, my brother was wondering if there is any advice on selling used childhood WWE wrestling figures from around 2008, sell them individually or as a job lot? From the limited experience I've had, I would say most you're better off job lotting, but I would, if you can, if you know the names, look them up with the name and the year. Some will
have more value than others. I remember referees used to have some significant value. But the last time I had quite a lot of wrestling figures, I job lotted them. I didn't have many that were worth much more. So I sold a handful individually because they were worth a bit, and the rest went in bundles of whatever it was, 10 or 20. That's from my experience. But do your own research on eBay, search completed, and find out if you have any valuable ones. That would be my basic advice.
Maggie's worried that the donkey might be too hot in Oz.
Right. Yes, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sean says, I've been looking at the egg you have on eBay. We probably ended up sending you an offer on it.
The egg we have on eBay? What have we got on eBay? Egg.
Is it the ceramic one?
Oh, it must be, because I don't have an egg listed. One of Andrew's items, I'm presuming. Oh, no, I do. I think I've seen it on the shelf. Yeah. Small little trinket box thing. Right.
Brian says, I knew the donkey would sell fast. I sell the odd rocking horse and they go fast.
Yeah, it was interesting. That specific triang donkey had no sales history. There were a few listed on eBay, and I just feel like they were pushing the price too far. So as I said, I think I said in a post recently, we just went at 100 plus post. And well, it did the trick, someone in Australia. And they've clearly played the GSP. I don't know how much GSP they paid, but they paid our domestic shipping and GSP on that. So they might have ended up paying near 150 all in. I don't know.
Deborah says, I purchased a brass vintage diver's helmet lamp today. I've never seen one before. My best buy of the season so far. Well, happy. That sounds really good.
Brass vintage diver's helmet lamp. Wow. Do you mean like a helmet converted into a lamp? So it's got like a bulb sitting on the top of it, or maybe they had lamps on them.
Or I don't know. Or is it like it looks like a diver's helmet?
We have no idea.
You'll have to let us know.
Sounds good. Ben, I'm guessing that you sold the random items I sent you a while back. Yes. Yeah, I think we cleared that quite a while back. Yeah, hope you're well.
Is the sewing
phones
machine,
with the cords? Yes, I remember the phones with the cords.
Is the sewing machine buyer trying to stitch you up?
BCP, we think so. There may be a video depending on what they do. We've had a conversation about something that they are claiming, right? You know where this is going. Don't know. We haven't heard back since I replied and told them where we stand. Anyway, hopefully it won't be a problem, but it could be.
Anna says eBay and Vinted are poor for me at the moment.
Right, interesting.
And Leslie says Vinteria have decided to remove all listings under £50. Yeah, had that email.
Yep.
Bold move, wanting to go back to being a high-end platform. I don't blame them, to be honest, because that's their USP, isn't it? So, yeah.
It is an interesting move, isn't it? Clearly, they don't want volume. They want expensive quality items.
Yeah, because they just end up being like every other marketplace if they end up
They don't want that kind of flea market look. They want high value stuff. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose less volume of sales as well is less admin for them, less problems. Right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. So have we got anything left on there? Because a lot of our stuff is the lower value.
Yeah, there's a few bits that are higher value.
Right.
On there.
Yeah, but
there was a couple that were just under, and I think I might have marked them down just recently, so I put them up again.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
I think we'll continue. Will we continue using that?
Yeah, because we've got furniture that we want to sell, so we want to get into that because I bought up loads of tables and haven't sold them yet. So we want to, dip our toe into that water, and and I think I'll definitely keep my shop open and use it for the higher value stuff. Yeah,
things are evolving a bit for us. Are we talking about Etsy yet, or should we talk about what's going on?
Well,
we can say that.
I do want to still do that video, but it's been, last week was.
Yeah, we will do a video, a bit of a rant, but we can say this much: we have parted company with Etsy.
Yes, we have. We parted company with Etsy, And yeah, I won't tell you anymore. I'll make the videos, and so there has been an outcome though.
Yeah,
There's been a resolution. No, don't say that.
Oh, okay.
I will say that in the video.
It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh look, Lex went. Oh, did you read this one?
No,
yes, you did. You read
the interior one.
Yeah,
not Lex's.
Lex says went to a car boot sale in Malta today. Didn't find a Falcon though. A Maltese Falcon. Nice, excellent. Car boots in Malta. Who knew? eBay is doing okay for the specialized stuff for me. For everything else, I'm still shuffling stuff from one auction to another. Okay, interesting. C. Blaney, evening all. Still clearing out my dad's place here. Glad your aunt's funeral went well. Not a true reseller, but experienced a few a-holes on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell dad's stuff.
I can
Facebook,
imagine. Yeah.
Flaky people.
We've got a few of our own items that we want to sell on Facebook.
I'm going to do another round of Facebook next week, I think, for some bulky stuff. Yeah. Last time it went okay. We had one person who arranged 3 or 4 times to come pick something up.
Yeah, and they never came.
I gave up communicating. It's like, if you can't manage to just drop by when you say you're going to, I'm done. We gave that item away to our neighbour in the end. Ben's picked up those things.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Poppy chaps. Hey guys, can't believe I finally managed to join a live. I normally miss them and have to watch the repeat. Well, hello. Catherine, I have an overabundance of stock I need to clear out. If anyone is near EX23 for a private pick, please contact me. Bit of a trek for us.
Yeah,
that's an Exeter postcode, right? Yeah. Sorry, we won't be able to make that one.
So yeah. Will's got a question.
Go on.
I need to have a drink. I'll let you read that.
Anyone in the Exeter region? Yeah. Catherine has stuff. Right. Will says, if I move to a business account, will I have to relist everything again? And will I have to pay listing and final value fees on the items I move? That's a great question. Will I have to relist everything? I don't. It's been so long since we've done anything like this because we've had the same business account for ever. I think you can switch it from private to business. And that's an automated thing. You don't have to relist everything. I'm not sure. Has anyone in the chat done that or had to do that? Because I wouldn't want to give wrong information. I don't know why they would make it that complicated when it's something they're pushing people to do, right? Switch to a business account if you are operating as a business. Surely they're not going to make it that complicated that you end everything and relist.
I thought so.
But yeah, you will incur fees for sure once you start listing stuff on a business.
Darren says that the auto feedback is being added onto his feedback and he's fast approaching 10,000.
Right. So somebody else earlier said that they didn't think the numbers were being added. I thought they were.
Do we have a vintage account? We don't yet.
No, I know we've been saying we're going to do it. It is on the list. At the moment, we're prioritizing downsizing stuff, and there's a lot going on. Yes, we will, and we're quite excited now. Everyone is. A lot of people are raving about sales on there, not just clothing. I know people that are doing well with gaming, for example, and media, and all sorts. So, yeah.
And Poppy then says, I have a private account and I can turn simple delivery off too. Thought it was just me.
Right. Okay. Interesting. So there are a lot of people moaning about it. So I would assume they've ended up just switching it off.
Chris says, just starting out in reselling collectibles. It's a steep learning curve, but very much enjoy your videos. Excellent.
Yeah, Chris, there's so much to learn. I mean, collectibles covers so much.
It does.
Yeah. Or never think you know stuff because I find when I branch out into a new niche and I start to think I know something, I realize I know so little. Right?
Yeah.
Every day is a school day when you're a reseller.
Absolutely. That's the part I love. Barry says, hi guys, hope you're keeping well. Had my first scan since leaving hospital and everything is okay and the heart has improved. Keep up the great kids and lives.
Kids and lives?
Vids, maybe.
Vids, right. That makes more sense. Well, that's excellent news.
Yeah, that's really good news, Barry.
Everything is okay and heart has improved. Okay, good.
Brilliant.
On the mend.
Yes.
Nice to hear.
Oh, Jake wants to know, what do you think of the Nintendo Switch 2 price? The Nintendo Switch 2 price, and many people claiming that Nintendo are being greedy.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the price for the console. I have been a Mario Kart fan since day one. So obviously I sought out some videos of the new Mario Kart, and that they're marketing at $80. I've only seen the dollars price, but I assume it'll be somewhere near maybe £80 over here, which does seem a lot, but I think people will pay it. I don't know. I don't know how much the console's going to be here. I might hold back. If we do think about getting one, I'll hold back and see if they reduce it fairly rapidly if people don't go out and buy it.
Yeah. Oh, RJ says that auto feedback is working fine here also.
Right. And adding to your feedback score. Yeah, I thought ours was, because ours did jump quite a lot, which would make sense because we all should be getting way more feedback now. So our numbers will go up quicker.
Yes, Porky. Both Attleborough and Hingham on the same day.
Oh, why do they do that?
And I don't know what to go for, because Attleborough's got over 70 stalls. Don't know how many Hingham have got, but I really like Hingham.
Hingham's a lovely
really
place.
Enjoyed Hingham yard sales whenever we've done them.
Yeah.
So I think we'll probably end up doing Hingham.
We'll see how we feel.
Maybe.
I don't know. Well, we'll have a look and see. Yeah, if Attleborough's got 70, Hingham won't have that many. No. We've done very well at Attleborough before.
But we've done well at Hingham.
Oh.
I know. And it's a lovely village. And if it's a nice day, it'd be really nice to wander around.
Their organisers need to communicate and do it different weekends. Yeah, yard sales up here in Norfolk are great. I mean, they were good back in Hearts when we were back down there. But yeah, the Norfolk ones have been fantastic for the last couple of years since we've been up here.
Oh, Deborah says it looks like a diver's helmet with a lamp inside and lights up internally on a fitted wooden plinth. I'm in awe of it. I may keep it.
Oh, keeping it. Right. Okay.
Excellent. Andy says Venturia don't want the fleas.
They don't want the fleas. Ben's got an operation in June on my hip. Keyhole surgery. I've got a twisted femur.
Ooh.
What?
Ouch.
Been waiting years for this. NHS are a mess. I'm afraid they are. Yeah. When I had my recent issue and I had to get antibiotics eventually, once they discovered what was going on, I had to go to Norwich to a walk-in centre to get seen because our surgery here is almost worse than useless now. Trying to get seen there. Andrew's been through the mill trying to get appointments.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
And we were in a little village in the middle of nowhere and it's like, what? Yeah.
Oh, it's Tom and Terry. Hello.
Hello, hello. We've been keeping up with your videos. Good stuff. I'm in Bude, Cornwall.
Bude, Cornwall.
Oh, right. Oh, they're not really near Exeter then. It was an EX postcode, so I made an assumption.
Right. I don't know what that answer is in relation to. Yes, you can, Nick.
Yes, you can, Nick. Where? Oh.
But when you can't change it back.
Right. So going from a private to a business, you can just change your account without having to delist and relist then, I think is what we're talking about. I thought that would be the case, but you can't switch it back. Yes. And I've heard that before as well.
Yeah.
It's funny. We do quite often get questions about how to set up an eBay account, how to do this, how to do that. And I think people forget we haven't set up an eBay account for decades. And when we did, it would have been a very different experience. So we're kind of clueless with a lot of the basics now because we haven't done it for so long.
Steve said, I did switch to a business account a very long time ago and my listings carried over. However, that was years before free listing for private sellers.
Yeah. I do think it's still the case. I'm sure I've heard people talking about that.
Yeah.
I am a private seller. Why did eBay ask for my national insurance number?
I don't know. Strange.
I think it's a standard thing now because the HMRC want eBay and other online platforms to share turnover for tax details or share sales numbers. I think it's to do with that. We certainly had to as a business.
Craig says, my eBay has crashed later, down to around 20 sales a week, but Vinted and Etsy have gone through the roof.
Right. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm hearing this a lot. And it is good news. I mean, it's not necessarily good news for eBay, but that in itself will force change. And we've seen that over the last year or so. Vinted snapping at their heels, changing the game, doing things perhaps better in some ways, certainly cleaner, easier to list from what I hear. It's good. It's a good thing.
To list, a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Anastasia says, private to shop, the listings transfer, but be careful as listings rolling over will incur listing fees or eat up your free listing credit, depending on when in the month you switch.
Yeah. Yeah, with a business account, depending on which tier you're on, you get a certain amount of listings as part of your monthly fee, and then you have to pay. So yeah, timing might help with that. It might be worth ending everything, switching, and then doing a big sell similar. So you're starting them all at the beginning and getting a full month. Would that help? Yes, perhaps.
Martin says, I sell on eBay casually as a private seller, and I've been thinking of scaling up into a business and having a business account on eBay this year. However, eBay seller fees are extortionate.
Well, you need to work it out for yourself and see if it's going to suit your business model and if you can swallow those fees. It works for us. But yeah, the fees are a real thing. So go into it with your eyes wide open for sure. And maybe try Vinted is a great option at the moment, depending on what you're selling. But yeah.
A continuation of what Anastasia was saying. Also, eBay can automatically alter your post service from Royal Mail to Every.
That's an odd one. We set our own, don't we?
Yeah.
We state who we're going to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that is then.
I don't know. Chunho says, don't like simple delivery, but I found a way of choosing my own postal company by going to switch advance option and then clicking add primary service.
Right. Okay. Choosing your own postal company, I'm going to switch advanced option, clicking add primary. Why are they making this that hard? Okay, so there is a workaround then. If you want to say, this is the company I'm using, like Royal Mail for us, for example, and having all of your listings delivered by Royal Mail.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So Darren says that eBay is still rolling out simple delivery and he can't turn it off.
What?
I have no choice to use it. If you can turn it off, it means it hasn't changed yet, because I could turn it off, but now I can't.
So everyone is having a different experience at the moment because they're gradually rolling out.
Sarah the Gamer says, I sold a silk dress that day after buying. The buyer said, it says hand wash only. Do you think I can wash it in the washing machine? I said, I will check that for you. I washed in Colour Salve detergent. Oh, Colour Save detergent. Okay. Oh, it carries on. I was a bit confused. I was so upset I destroyed the dress. I wanted to cry as I haven't been doing well. Oh no.
What a nightmare.
What a shame.
Excuse me.
You right?
Sorry, that went down the wrong hole. Okay. So what's this? Mike says eBay are asking, maybe this is the national insurance number thing. eBay are asking now, when you go over the 1,500 to 1,700-ish level, Right, so maybe that's the national insurance number you're talking about. The Cornish you're in. I'm from Liskeard area. Okay, we didn't make it down that far, did we?
No.
We last time the only time I've been there, we were in Loo.
Yeah.
And we did go a little bit further down, but that's where we were based. Yeah, no fees on Vinted is great for me. It's a big draw. I can't deny it. Hey George, evening or just getting back into listing after a couple of weeks break. Yeah, I saw all the work you've done in your garden. That looked fantastic. You've done a cracking job. Yeah, been landscaping my garden and a new man cave too. Stock has already made its way into it. Right. As a reseller, any space is fair game for stock. Excellent. Good to see you, George. Okay. I know you don't speak too much about tax things, which is fair enough, but do you know what you're going to do when making tax for digital comes in? I'm dreading it, using pen and paper. Yeah, okay. We tried to switch to QuickBooks a few years ago. We actually worked with them a little bit, and we couldn't get used to it. I mean, we've been self-employed for 20 plus years, and we are still old school.
Yeah.
Now, they are trying to make you record everything digitally on an app or whatever. And when we're forced to, is when we would do it. They've been threatening it for years, haven't they?
Yeah, we're not looking forward to it either.
Yeah, we're ledgers and bits of paper and yeah. We're old school. Went down the wrong hole. As long as it comes, what was that? As long as it comes out of the right hole, that's all you need to worry about. Yeah. I've got problems if it's coming out of the wrong hole.
Maggie says, I think they don't charge for the ones already listed, just charge when they come to list.
Come to relist, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, you may be selecting to pay for a shop, and then you will be able to list without extra charges.
Yeah, up to your listing limit. Yeah. Yep, makes sense.
Tom says, according to eBay, the option to opt out is only available for a letter-sized items in specific categories that are priced £10 and under.
Right. And everything else, you have to use their so-called simple delivery system. And then you can't choose which service, or maybe you can choose which service.
Yeah.
I'm so confused and I'm not even using it.
Ali says, funny story, I sent a small rig camera handle which can be used on the left or the right. The guy complained on Vinted that it's a right-handed one, so not as described. Had to send a pic of how to swap it around.
Wow.
Yeah. We're nearly at the end of the chat. Leslie says, QuickBooks is not set up for eBay. You need to pay for additional app to sync your eBay numbers. QuickBooks need to sort that out.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Good grief.
We had bother with trying to sync our bank account, and it kept unsyncing.
I was tearing my hair out with it, and I thought, I just can't be bothered.
It was meant to make it quicker and easier. Oh, photograph your receipts. It'll be blah 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 blah. Just problems. And we just both went, I'm done with that. Done with that already, and we just stopped using it. Yeah. One day we will have to jump and go digital, but until they make it mandatory, no thank you.
Yeah.
Some people love it. I think George Ross has been using QuickBooks for years and he swears by it.
Oh, well,
not for me.
Gentleman Marketeer says QuickBooks syncs directly to my eBay account. I have no issues.
What? Okay, well, there you go.
We don't use Zip Sale. We don't have a referral code. I don't know if anyone else in the chat does.
Again, George Ross, I think was working with them. So if you look at George's videos, I think there's a code, or there used to be below his videos. So you could chuck him a few quid if you sign up. Not sure. Anyone in the chat, if you've got a code or a link, chuck it in, because we don't. So someone else might as well get the referral fee. Okay. Whilst that option does appear to work for now, well, what are we talking about now? These workarounds will likely be short-lived since eBay has made it very clear the eventual goal is to mandate simple delivery usage for all eligible. Well, they need to make it actually simple and intuitive to use them. From what we've heard, it's not helping. It's not helpful.
Chris Tyler sold a vintage briefcase. They messaged saying they didn't know how to open it. They were trying to press the button in rather than slide down.
Wow. Mind you, you were trying to shut a suitcase today and you didn't know you had to move the little knob sideways.
That's because the the two bits that click in, one of them you just goes straight in.
Oh, well, I managed to make it work.
I know, but I didn't know how to slide it across because the other one, you just click it straight in.
Oh, well. Right, what were we reading, Chris? You've just read that.
I just read that. Yeah, well, we're at the end of the chat.
We're actually up to date in the chat. This never happens. As a business, this is an answer to a question, I think. You would pay final value fees now. It really didn't make much difference when everyone paid final value fees. Yeah, as a business seller, you pay a fee when you sell an item.
Chris says, was it Andrew I sold it to you? No. This was a vintage suitcase that we had at the boot sale today.
The biggest killer on eBay is the buyer protection they charge buyers. That's when you're buying from, they're really complicated things. That's when you're buying from a private seller and they add that little bit of extra on now. Because I buy a lot on eBay, vinyl and other stuff. And you can tell these days when you're buying from a private individual, because the number's weird. It would be like 1111 comes up a lot. So I think that's $9.99 plus the whatever. And just odd numbers that aren't a round figure. Has anyone else noticed that? I think that's what that is, that buyer protection fee added on. Because we as the buyer see the cumulative figure.
Yeah. Sharon says, saw a YouTube video today of the police raiding a car boot down south and arresting white van guys with van loads of stolen tools that they were about to sell.
Yeah. Tools at boot sales has been going on for years, hasn't it? Trying to clamp down on people that they've nicked them out of work vans or whatever. Yeah. I thought there was a seller at the one we were at today. I mean, hopefully it was legitimate stuff, but this was a, chap with a white van and then stacks of Nike shoes and other branded shoes. And I thought, really at a boot sale? How genuine are they going to be? But he had a big crowd of people. Yeah, I swerved. I wasn't going near that. Let's have a look. Ali's drone flying. Basically, eBay chooses every in Royal Mail. Once parcel is sent, eBay take over and will sort any problems. That's how I read it. Right.
Okay.
When we were chatting to one of the eBay reps at some point about when they were talking about simple delivery. They said one of the big positives is if there's any issue, as in your parcel goes missing or there's a problem with it, eBay will cover that for you. So
that's what Ali's saying.
Right. Okay. Because we've had no end of bother with Royal Mail specifically trying to claim for loss or damaged parcels. They really don't play ball. They want receipts. They'll only cover the cost of the item. So when you're buying secondhand stuff and you don't perhaps have that paper trail, they make it so you basically can't claim anything. eBay are saying they will cover the sale price and sort it out for you, which is a huge plus. So if they can sort out all the issues with this delivery service, simple delivery, and the big benefit is eBay deal with all the claims you may have to put in with every or Royal Mail and sort it out for you. You get your money back, no questions asked, which was how we were sold it. That is a huge positive. And I said that to them, that would sell it to me. I may opt in if it's working properly at that point, depending on what the costs are compared to my online Royal Mail account, etc. Because at the moment we don't bother making claims with Royal Mail most of the time because it's a waste of time for us.
Yeah,
they don't pay out.
Well, Darren is a fan. He says, I find simple delivery a lot better. I can post a medium parcel with Royal Mail for the price of a small parcel.
Great. Okay, that's good news. Right? Yeah, I mean, if their rates with Royal Mail are competitive to what I'm getting now, and I'm covered for loss and damage through eBay, they'll cover that for me, which is what they're saying. I may opt in when it's available for me. We'll see. It's good to hear a few people saying it's working and they like it.
So John J says, instead of QuickBooks, look at Vital Tax. It's £20 a year.
Vital Tax.
And you just select the cell on your own spreadsheet that you want to send to HMRC. Very simple, no frills. That sounds really good. I looked at, is it
Xero?
Yeah, Xero. I was trying to think how to pronounce that. Yeah, I looked at Xero. That's really expensive.
Is it?
Really expensive.
I'm just going to read that again. £20 a year, which is great. You just select the cell on your own spreadsheet that you want to send to HMRC. Right, so you'd have a spreadsheet and highlight everything and then send.
Mm.
Can it be that simple? That sounds great.
Sharon's off to bed. No night, Sharon.
Good night. Okay, thank you, John. That's really helpful. We will look into Vital Tax. I still don't think I'll go digital until I'm forced, but that sounds on my level. I do, though, like the idea in principle of the QuickBooks scanning your receipts thing.
Yeah.
Keeping it all in one place. But we found that just, yeah. I mean, this is going back quite a few years. I'm sure the technology has got better. But we had issues with that side of it. We had mostly our issues were linking to our bank account.
Yeah.
And just...
Pianist Louise says, vended at my first trading card show yesterday. There were lots of sports collectors, so next time I can focus on my other stuff and maybe exceed £50 per hour. 1,000 times better, or 1,000% better than being stuck on a phone all day.
Nice.
Yeah. Less
sports collectors. Okay. Trading card show. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Well, Leslie says apparently Xero also has syncing problems.
Oh, well, Leslie says above that. See, interesting. In response to John, yes, there are lots of free options. No need to pay for QuickBooks. I like the sound of free. If a service makes my life easier and it works, I will gladly pay for a decent service. It's not that I'm that cheap. I just won't pay. Yeah, when it comes to it, we'll ask everyone's opinion. But I will look into this. What's it called? Vital Tax.
This is interesting. Leslie also says partnerships are not yet on the timetable for making tax digital.
Oh,
it might finally have a positive of being a partnership.
Being a partnership has been a pain in the neck for years. Wow, if we get a few extra years of just doing it the old-fashioned way.
Excellent. Yes. Hello, Lainey.
That's funny. Hi, Lainey. We had a good chat with Lainey last night.
Right.
How are we doing for time?
Oh, it's 10:02. We might have to start thinking about words of wisdom, I think.
At 10:02? Blimey.
Yeah, I'm tired.
What's Helen saying? Has anyone else seen Royal Mail on not charging for collection again? Or are charging, I'm not sure, for collection again, 30p per item. Such a shame as having health issues. I thought there was a free service now.
Oh, yeah, I thought there were as well.
So they've gone back to charging 30p an item. Such a shame as having health issues. There are days I can't get to a post office and the cost seems adds up.
Yeah.
Oh, 30p per, not per collection, 30p an item.
Oh, man.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pain. Thankfully, we're able to just drop our sacks off kind of next door. This is the old post office. The new one's pretty much next door.
Yeah.
Look, it's April 2026 for 50k and over gross income. Oh, right. Well, that's going to be most businesses this day and age, right?
Yeah.
But maybe not partnerships. Don't know. Don't know. 2026, only next year, folks. What's it? Hit pulls all the data off eBay automatic. That sounds great. Produces a tax sheet for you with all the relevant info. Which one are we talking about now, Tom? Hang on, let me scroll back. I use, here we go, Flipwise. I'm going to write that one down as well. Flipwise. Yeah, because if that's pulling everything off eBay, for us, that's most of our data. We sell very little on other platforms currently. Interesting. We've read that. Okay. Aaron, hello, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, we'll have to catch up. Drop me a message. We'll have a chat. I use QuickBooks, which is totally pointless for me because I have a spreadsheet and write it all down. Right. Okay. If you do find a good making tax digital software, which is easy, please tell us. Well, yeah, we'll share once we, actually do it.
Yeah.
We'll share our experiences. Leslie is in a partnership. Oh, right. Hello. Not many of us about. Yes, First Advantage, right? I can't think of any others. You might ask, well, why are you running as a partnership? Because it's just, yeah.
Well, we tried to change it at one point and it just was so complicated.
Yeah, and unraveling it, let's not get into it. It's dull. Yes, Royal Mail are charging 30p again to collect, but it's still cheaper than buying postage at a post office, so still using it. Right, okay. Fair enough. Mark saying it is still free. I did it yesterday. Maybe we're not talking about the same thing here. If anyone has issues entering their bank account number details, add a 0 in front, as some bank accounts now have more digits. Okay. Wow. Right. I'm not at the end again now. I've purchased a spreadsheet which was around £50, which uses eBay and Etsy reports to produce your tax figures. One-off cost, not a yearly cost. Right. So you pay for some software and it uses eBay and Etsy's reports to produce tax figures. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, Flipwise. That was one we had mentioned before. Yeah. Okay.
Someone else there says Flipwise is the best software for resellers to keep track of all your business numbers.
Right. Okay. I'll have a look at that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Shall we start thinking about?
Yeah, we will start thinking about wrapping up in a minute. Craig quickly says, when listing clothes on Vinted, I use an app called Botica. Is that? It allows you to superimpose your items over a model. Oh, wow. Okay. To make your pictures. Looks much better than clothes hanging from a hanger on a door.
Oh, excellent.
I've not heard of that. That's quite clever. It's just an Excel spreadsheet. Quite complex, but very well. Right. So it's an Excel sheet and somebody's put all of the coding in for all of the.
Yeah, it's clever.
Interesting.
I like it.
Okay, so we normally wrap these up with words of wisdom. I can't even remember how this. Oh no, it was a lockdown thing. That's where it came from because you started saying to everybody, "Stay safe and sanitize." That's how long ago it was, and people started replying with their own words of wisdom in that really strange time that lockdown was, and we've stuck with it. So if you have any words of wisdom to share, general ones, or they can be about the topic tonight, reselling, what's going on in our world, please pop a few in and we will read them. And I think it's your turn to pick a favourite today.
Okay.
So.
Right, well, Darren has kicked us off with, life's tough. It's even tougher if you're stupid.
Me? Oh, I'm sure you're not, Darren.
Oh. Will says, if you think you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
Yeah. I like that.
Ian says the fear of change is worse than change itself.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Andy says, use a workaround to get out of having to use simple delivery.
Sounds like a plan. Although it's been interesting tonight, the varied opinions on A, whether it's working, B, whether it's a good thing, and you know, we've had the whole gamut tonight of, is simple delivery working and decent? Yes, no, and indifferent, right? Who knows?
Is that Owen? Is that how you pronounce that? Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Oh, I've never heard the second part of that before. It's good.
Deep.
Mark says, stay strong and be there for each other.
Oh, that got me a little bit. Why is that? That's an odd one. Yeah, that struck a chord.
You have been immersing yourself in world events.
Yeah. We won't touch on politics right now.
That's why I called it world events.
we went out for drinks last night, and oh dear, we got onto politics. We ranted for a while.
We were all on the same page with it.
Yeah, we weren't arguing politics, thankfully. We were all just ranting about certain events and things that are going on. It was quite therapeutic, funnily enough.
Porky says, wisdom and wine share commonalities. They both start with W. You drink them both up. You cannot get enough of either.
That's made for you, that quote.
For me, I like that. Steve says, change is inevitable except for vending machines.
I like it. Yeah.
Cash is tax-free, not legal advice.
Yes.
Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but from what you do consistently. Stay curious, stay committed, and the progress will follow.
That is great. Yeah, looking forward to when we can catch up and have a chat, because I think you are much better at your processes and organisation than we've ever been. We're very kind of ad hoc with our working procedures and consistency and stuff. So yeah, that will be a good chat when we do chat.
Peter says, never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake.
That's great. I've heard that before. It's a good one.
And Lainey says, we are not what we know, but what we are willing to learn. That's good.
These are good tonight.
Yeah. Tom says, genius can be recognized by its childish simplicity. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Darren says, be kind, be brave, be honest, be humble, be thankful, be happy, be you. I like that. Yeah. And Lance says, all that glitters is not gold. Sometimes it's just a pull tab.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When you're metal detecting, it's like another one. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if more are coming in, but do you want to pick?
Yeah, I'm going with Porky today because, you know, it's about wine and it's apt. So yeah, I've gone with wisdom and wine share commonalities. They both start with W, and you can drink them both up. You cannot get enough of either.
Right. So that's the favourite. There are a couple more we can read that have just come in as well. We'll just quickly read those. The only thing worrying does is steal your joy. That's true. Absolutely.
I do a lot of it.
Yeah. And Chris, the best way to teach your other half about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream. Right. That'll get the message over. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. So I think we'll wrap up there. Thanks for all your messages, your words of wisdom. Where's Porky? So let's leave that on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as we're aware, we'll be around next week. If for some reason we're not, we'll put a post up. I still have a yard sale haul video to make. It sits in the kitchen waiting for me to do it. We just had a lot on, so apologies. So I'll try and get that video out for you next week. Found some cool stuff. Yeah.
There is another charity shopping video up on my channel, which went up a few days ago.
Oh, there is. Yeah. If you want to see us in Bury, was that the Bury one?
Bury.
Yeah. Pop over to Andrea's channel. Just search Andrea Hills, and you can see us mooching about in Bury.
BCP has very kindly put it in the chat.
Yes. Oh, I can see some wows coming in.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good advice, to be
very,
fair.
very good advice.
Right? Yes. Thank you, Andy. Thank you,
Yes,
Leslie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have a lovely bank holiday, everyone. Indeed.
Yes, we don't have to get orders out tomorrow. We can stay in bed. That sounds like fun.
Because we've got to go and sell stuff at our boot sale.
Oh God, yeah, we're not staying in bed. We're going to a boot sale, but it is a late start, so we don't have to do a stupid 5 o'clock start or something. Right. Thank you for joining us. We've still got 195 in. If you would all like to find the like button and gently stroke it as you leave, that would be appreciated. Apparently, the algorithm loves that stuff. Ta-ra.
Bye.